And the disrespect for black men who refuse to vote blue no matter who just keeps on coming. How dare you black men have the audacity to want to think for yourselves and use your own mind to either possibly vote Democrat or maybe vote Republican or vote independent. Or maybe you'll just sit this midterm out because you feel no one's speaking to you accordingly. How dare you have a mind of your own? You must be a Pookie and Ray Ray, because that's what the Democratic Party is referring to you as now. Yes, if you haven't heard, the Democratic Party is referring to black men like you as being Pookies and Ray Rays, or I should say Cousin Pookie to be exact. Now, this term Cousin Pookie was coined by Barack Obama in his 2008 presidential run, and it carried on all the way up until 2016. So what I'd like to do right now is start with the very first time that he gave birth to this term Cousin Pookie, and then we're going to watch a few more videos that shows how throughout the years this is something that has always permeated within the Democratic Party, referring to black men who don't want to vote blue no matter who as Cousin Pookie.
That is the vision of the country that we're reaching for right now. And we are in a position to make it happen. But it's not going to happen unless it happens here in North Carolina. So I know that many of you know, if you took time to come to this rally, and I know getting in with the Secret Service and all that can be difficult. I know that you guys are all registered to vote, but I know that you got cousin Pookie. He's not registered. Right? Right.
The Clinton campaign named LaDania Drain to coordinate their African-American outreach, and she was a former executive director of the CBC. And I got some calls from grassroots activists, the ones who really were helpful in getting Obama to turn out the black vote. And their question was, how does someone with CBC ties actually, Congressional Black Caucus, turn out the Cousin Pookie vote, right? And we remember Cousin Pookie, who was a character in Obama's campaign speeches when he was talking to African-American voters. The Clinton campaign says they have a new strategy, which is part CBC, but partly grassroots strategy as well to motivate Cousin Pookie. And they also say that Drain has ties to Ohio, which of course will be very important in the general election, a large black vote there that'll be crucial for Clinton's candidacy.
I need you to make phone calls. I need you to knock on doors. I need you to call up Cousin Pookie and say, Pookie, it's time to vote. I need you to go. I need you to go call Jesse. Say, Jesse, come on. Don't be sitting on the couch. It's time to vote. Everybody's got to vote early. That's how we won in 08. That's how we won in 2012. That's how we're going to win in 2016.
Now, as you saw, this term of calling black men Cousin Pookie is something that's been around for a while within the Democratic Party, but it died off with the 2016 election after President Trump won the election. But now with the midterms rolling around and the Democrats are having a hard time and are a little bit worried that there's going to be a red wave that comes across, as opposed to addressing black men accordingly, they're instead going back to the same old nonsensical, disrespectful term of calling you Cousin Pookie. Yes, we have to solve the Cousin Pookie problem within the Democratic Party. Now, what I'd like to do right now is take a quick moment to read a couple segments of this article titled Cousin Pookie Problem Still Unsolved by Democrats as Biden Tries on Midterm Coattails. Barack Obama knew in November of 2016 that Hillary Clinton and other Democratic candidates had a problem. It was and still is the Cousin Pookie problem. The Thursday before Election Day that year, the then president talked to predominantly black audience about a fictitious couch-dwelling family member who was much more interested in other activities than casting a ballot. Evidence suggested then, and does again with just 17 days until this cycle's midterm elections, Pookie is again not very fired up about the party's slate of candidates. And just like in 2016, it is creating more than a little angst for the Democratic candidates and strategists. Democrats should do more to empower black male voters, Jermaine House, Senior Director of Communications at Hit Strategies, a consulting firm that works with underrepresented communities, told Roll Call. It is not just about giving them more reasons to vote, but also about showing them the progress from their prior support and votes for Dems. Now pay attention to this last sentence that I'm going to read off here, because this is something that we should all take note of. If they believe their vote created change in their community, then they will believe their vote has power, and they are more likely to vote again. My question is, why do you have to convince black men to believe that their vote created change? If their vote, voting blue no matter who, truly created change, wouldn't you think that they're intelligent enough to understand that within the dynamics of their own life? Really think about how insulting that is. You have to convince me to believe something that I have not seen reflected in my own life. Not prove it, because they can't prove anything to you. They cannot prove to you that simply voting blue no matter who has been a benefit to you. To the opposite, as I've done multiple times on this channel, I have proved the opposite of that it's actually been a detriment to the black community and has gotten us absolutely nowhere. And they know this to be true. That's why they have to get you to believe that the vote you casted made change in your community and within your own life. They cannot prove it to you. They have to make you believe it, because apparently black men are just too unintelligent to be able to look at their own life and determine whether or not there was a change. Now let's carry on. There is good reason Democratic officials and strategists want the party to do more courting of black men. Since 2014, individuals in that group who are over the age of 18 and also are U.S. citizens have lagged behind black women when it comes to actually casting ballots. 1/3 of black men registered in Georgia haven't voted in the past several elections, with pollsters saying these dissatisfied voters just don't think the outcome will improve their lives, Bloomberg reported recently. The White House is eager to sell voters on a president who lived up to his campaign trail promises to cut deals on Capitol Hill. Though Republicans often describe Biden as not in control of his own presidency, Democrats describe a hands-on chief executive, but only when he needs to be. But have the hands-on Biden and other Democrats pass legislation and sign executive orders that convince black men to turn out in big numbers in places like Atlanta and Philadelphia in a few weeks? There is a growing sense the answer is no, with just 22% of black voters surveyed this month by the Griot and the Kaiser Family Foundation saying Democrats have done little to help them. House agreed, saying this week that Democrats need to show how black men's votes made a tangible improvement to their lives. Black voters' perception of vote power nearly directly correlates to voter turnout. Democrats need to show how black men's past votes have made a difference in their lives instead of just making promises for the future. Call it the Cousin Pookie problem, same as it ever was. Now go back to that last paragraph and see once again how insulting that it is, that they keep saying that the Democrats need to convince you and make you believe and show you how you voting Democrat makes an impact and has improved your life, as if you're not capable of coming to your own conclusions in regards to how voting has impacted your life. You're not capable of doing that. Therefore, you need to be convinced to believe that voting blue no matter who works. Once again, as I stated earlier, they cannot prove it to you, and since they can't prove it to you, they have to make you believe it. As the author said, this is the Cousin Pookie problem, same as it ever was. From the Ice Cube effect to the Cousin Pookie problem, black men appear to just be a thorn in the Democratic Party's side. And to be honest, I'm loving it. And as long as the disrespect towards black men continues by the Democratic Party, you can continue to not get my vote. And with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. And also, please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as an insurance plan for myself. So in case YouTube ever gives me the axe, I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but certainly not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those of you who have issues with joining Patreon, you can also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you haven't already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.